What's up, guys, and welcome to another episode of El Jardín Perdido. Today, we're doing a garden tour. So I'd like to introduce my friend here, Javier. He has his own YouTube channel, Latinos Over 40. Although it's not garden based, we do want to show you around the garden here. He's got a great setup here, and he's literally 3 minutes down the block from me. So we've been in contact for a while, but I wanted to take an opportunity to showcase another fellow gardener, especially in my exact same, there are microclimates, but we're in the same growing zone. We're literally down the street from each other. Been in contact for a while. I came over to exchange some plants, and we're gonna take a look around.
This is our first time meeting, actually.
Yeah,
today.
So we'll show you around and see what you think.
We can go all the way to the back over there, and then just make a round, go around this area,
Okay.
and then we'll go around this area here, and then we'll do another section back there, and then and there's more way back in the back. So let's go way back in the back over here, and these are my lemons, limes, oranges.
So do you take these in?
No, actually, I leave them out, and they do pretty good. They're hardened to the cold. They can take temperatures down to around 25 or so, with very little damage.
You haven't had to wrap them or anything?
Nothing. No,
Oh, wow.
I do nothing to them.
That's
And
great.
this is what I have now. 4 years ago, we got hit by a hard freeze. It went on for about a week or so, 7 days of below 20. And so if you'll notice, on a lot of these trees here, they froze down to the rootstock.
Oh.
So what you're seeing here on some of these is the rootstock coming up, which means it may be years before I see, some fruit on these guys here. I'm thinking of taking them out and putting in some others, or maybe this is good stuff for grafting.
Yeah.
So that's another thing that I want to try.
I'd say if you got your trunks hardy enough.
Yes.
I believe those are usually trifoliate.
Right.
But if you can always graft on top of those.
Yep.
And even here you have 4. You could even do a multi-graft there.
Perfect.
Maybe I can
That's
help out with
exactly.
that.
On these 3, the other 3, I leave them out, and they all are bearing fruit.
Oh.
Same thing. But it's just the luck of the draw.
Yep.
So sometimes they will survive and produce fruit, and some will just burn down to the rootstock, and you got to start from scratch again.
Yeah.
So, but there they are.
Very nice.
This is a Japanese plum, and they're tiny little plums. They're real small, and it requires 2 different types of Japanese plums. Therefore, you'll see the graft here, one here and here, and there it is, right here.
Very nice.
Again, this guy got hit hard by that freeze 4 years ago, but there it is. It's still alive. This is a plant that produces nuts. It's I've got it here.
Is that a macadamia or no?
Hazelnut.
Hazelnut. Mine died, I think, from the heat. But,
And
yeah.
the hazelnut, I found out that it basically needs 900 hours of chill, and we don't get that.
Yeah.
Here 400 max. And so this guy here is ornamental for now. I may dig it up. I don't know what I'll do with it. And of course, you recognize this.
Yes. Guava?
No.
Wait a minute.
This is pawpaw.
Oh,
You have a pawpaw.
Yeah, mine's not that grown actually. I have mine.
Wow.
You have the shade like it likes, but
Yeah,
mine's a little
yeah.
too shaded. I have to thin out my
Okay.
canopy.
Okay, there it
But
is.
that's good. That's doing
Pawpaw.
great.
And of course the figs. and another pawpaw over here. And as you guys know, pawpaws require two genetically different, maybe the same variety, but genetically different from the mother plant in order to pollinate each other. So and these are.
Nice
Of course,
butterfly,
here.
by the way.
Hmm?
You got a butterfly.
Oh, yeah.
Very nice. We got some jujube too.
This guy right here is a pomegranate. These are pomegranates here. There's another big one, giant one over there, pomegranate. But we'll get to that in just a second.
Got a little fruit on there too.
Yeah. My peppers. Oh, look at this. Ooh, look at them
Nice
babies.
bananas.
Yeah, banana peppers there. And peppers all the way around. Jujubes in the center.
And are those two different varieties?
Yes, they are.
Okay.
One is what's called a sour, and this guy here is the leaf.
You haven't had any issues with runners yet?
Oh,
Mine's real big.
Yeah.
Mine's, good 15 feet, and
Yeah.
I just prune the hell out of it, but I've got runners everywhere.
oh man, here's one here, right here.
Oh, yeah.
Here's, those little pups coming up. And check this out.
Almost ready.
It's almost
I've got
ready.
some too. I noticed when they have like a little bit of brown on them,
Yeah.
that's prime
Oh, that's
time.
perfect. So I'm
Yep.
waiting.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, they're good. Because here's another pup right here. That's one thing about jujubes that you have to understand is that you're going to have this problem.
Yep.
These little babies pop up everywhere and up to 15, 20 feet away. They'll come up.
Yours have thorns, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, they all
I
do.
know they may have a thornless, but
Yeah.
mine definitely have thorns.
I've been told that the jujubes will stop producing thorns once they get big enough and old enough.
Okay.
And up at the
But the runners will always probably
oh my God, those guys
stepping
are
on those
monsters.
barefoot.
Yeah, so right here I have 2 peach trees. One here. Let's see if I can find the make and model of this guy.
Yeah.
This is what's called a flat delight. More like a Saturn peach is what it
Okay.
is. Right here.
Are
And it's
those
doing real well.
relatively new? That one looks.
Yeah, this is relatively new. This is about 2 years old.
Okay.
This guy here, guys, be careful with weed eaters.
Ah, that's what did it.
So if you'll get a close-up look at this,
Yeah, I
you'll
see
see what happened. I hit it with and my weed eater wrapped itself around here and took all the bark off, and it hit the cambium layer underneath.
Is there any contact? Yeah, no.
It's
Oh, it's
gone.
hanging on by a thread.
It's hanging on by a thread. I'm not quite sure what to do with it, whether I should lop it off right here underneath.
I think you should at least air layer some of it for security,
Okay.
and then what I would do is hack it down
Right.
and re-graft it.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Hey,
I've had to do that.
Oh, okay. You know.
I did that.
Yeah. Okay. So that's my next little thing I got to do.
When did that happen?
This happened about 2 months ago.
Okay. It looks like if it hasn't bounced, it's probably,
Yeah.
you know what it's probably using? It's probably, that's basically decapitated and it's
Yeah.
feeding off the energy left,
Right.
but it'll soon die. So
Yeah,
I would,
so I better get on it right away.
might not be able to air layer it, but or even graft it onto there.
Great idea.
I would do both.
Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah,
Insurance is
definitely.
always, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And of course, a star jasmine,
Oh, very nice.
some monster
Nice scent.
there, and azaleas. Do you recognize this guy?
That looks like,
Look
Chase?
Look at the nut up there.
oh, a nut. Let's see.
That is an almond.
Okay. I haven't had success with almonds yet.
Really?
No.
And it's relatively new. It's about 3 years old.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's doing really well.
So now
there.
I know. Is it a certain variety that you know of? I can't keep track of mine.
Yeah, I have it on my app, but I can't get to it right now. Yeah,
Oh, I see it now. The nut.
yeah. Way up at the top. Yeah. So Okay, this guy here.
The loquat, of course. I was gonna bring you some. You know what? My daughter and I found the best loquats we've had down the street, and so I got their seeds and germinated them, and so I'm gonna plant those around my yard. I've got like 3 loquats, but very susceptible to fire blight, so be careful. But this one looks healthy.
And I've been very, very lucky in that fire blight hasn't hit me, except for one tree, and I'll show it to you here in a minute. Yeah.
Usually it's just my loquats that get them.
And blackberries.
Loaded.
Well, no, it's yeah. We're now coming into the closing time.
Do you amend the soil for them, or do you just? Because my blackberries don't always.
Yeah, I put what is it, lime, or to make it more acidic.
Yeah.
That's about it. You know, that's all I do.
Okay.
Do that. And
I need to do better with my blackberries.
And of course, David, if you can help me out here. These are my tomato plants right here.
Yeah.
But they're not producing tomatoes. What am I doing wrong?
They look like it could just be.
I need to cut them down maybe a little bit.
They look like they're getting a little too much water, maybe.
Ah.
Because the yellowing there.
Yes,
but they're still doing all right.
Yeah,
you know, it could just be the variety.
Yes.
And I can't tell if they're determinate. You know, some keep putting them off.
Right.
Some put them off once and that's it. But you're not even getting too many blooms, are you?
No. So I'm thinking I need to force it to bloom.
You know what it could have been too? It could have been they're down here, maybe getting too much shade.
It could be. I just I went crazy.
They look kind of weedy. Like
they're
really trying to get. And you see at the tips now that they're starting to get sun, they're flowering.
Oh,
so maybe they just want. See, Houston's hard because they want full sun,
right?
Especially certain varieties, but then our full sun is too hot. So
I got you.
It's
got
tough.
You. So it's just tough to grow.
Tomatoes for me are luck of the draw, and then once we start hitting these triple digits into August and stuff,
gone.
So you have a tiny window. I usually plant right after the frost,
right?
Or there's either fall or spring, but they look like they may still put out.
I hope so. I don't know. It's
and you're like me. You probably don't prune them much. You know, they say to get the suckers out of there and stuff, but
I haven't done anything to these guys.
I usually don't either. But
and
I'm guilty of not maintaining my tomatoes very well.
Yeah, I mean, I just leave them alone and hopefully.
You might get a couple though.
Pomegranate.
Pomegranate? You got one up there?
I've got some pomegranates over here.
Okay.
I
see they like the backside more.
Yeah, for some reason, isn't that
they
strange?
Look good. And they don't have, I just made a video I need to edit, but it was about how I've got a pomegranate from seed.
Way at the top.
And the leaf miners don't mess with it. Not leaf miners, I see that. But you don't have any insect damage. That's good.
No, none at all.
You know what variety it is? If it's wonderful, maybe?
No. This is a Russian. What is that? That Russian. It's a cold variety.
Okay.
Yeah, so it can take extreme cold and nothing happens to it.
Nice.
And of course, my melons, watermelons, down here, and I made a mistake. I should have put my trellises down across, and instead I let them just run around down on the ground. And some people say it's okay to let your melons and watermelons sit on the ground, and some people say no, you got to get them off the ground, you got to put your trellises up. And
I think with us, see, if they started fruiting when it's this saturated, that's where you'd have issues because they're sitting on. But it depends. It's kind of luck of the draw.
On the variety,
The variety, what time of year they,
Right. So and I've got some cucumbers growing up that metal bars over there.
Okay, I see them.
See them?
Very nice.
And I do have.
And you do have a nice kind of shade to sun ratio here. I know that the tomatoes, it's probably the variety, to be honest.
Right.
Because to me here, down here, the smaller tomatoes do better, like the
Oh, okay, okay.
yeah, the grape tomatoes and stuff.
Gotcha. I'm learning.
I've never gotten a big juicy,
No,
I've gotten
big
some
old meat.
Romas. That's about the biggest I've gotten.
Gotcha. Yeah, I got some cucumbers over there. I harvested cucumbers, and some baby cucumbers coming up now. So there it is. And of course, my little roses.
Rose, pecan.
And these are plums. There are two different varieties. Basically, this was a 4-in-1.
Wow.
Two of the plants died. Two of the varieties. Two survived, and these are the two. One here, and the other one over there. And it's kind of too tall to do anything with it, so I need to really lop it down.
Yeah.
Take about 10 feet off the top, and I'm waiting for winter to do my trimming there.
I've noticed with me, the multi-grafts are hard to maintain because the energy chooses to go where it goes.
So
and one might get more of the energy.
And that's one thing that
balance.
people need to understand. If you get a multi-grafted plant, it's almost guaranteed that if you get 4, 1 or 2 will die.
Yeah.
That's almost a given, So there it is. That's been my luck.
And depending on the nursery, some varieties are more favorable than others.
To grafting. Yeah. And let's look at these guys right here. These are all herbs, all the way around this tree, the pecan tree. They're all herbs, and the center doesn't really have anything in it. It's just a decorative type of
I think it's
planting.
monkey grass or something.
And these are all herbs of every different type, And it's catnip right there.
That's what I smell. It smells like, to me, it smells like the Mary Jane.
All these right here
A little
are.
bit.
Smell that? What do you think?
Thai basil.
Basil.
Yeah.
Some more basil back here. So yeah, it's my roses. I need to do something with these.
Oh yeah.
So I need to cut them down.
You know, with the basils, just on a side note,
Mm-hmm.
if you want to keep them going, because
Yeah.
now they're starting to bolt,
Right.
just pinch off their flowers. But their flowers, insects love them. So it's kind of like. choose
So I
your-
let the butterflies, do their little
Yeah.
thing, and then I think that's it's time for a haircut. So that's what I'm going to
Is
be
that
doing
comfrey
here.
in there? Or, no, maybe not. Feels
It's
too
a little bit of
coarse.
everything here.
Yeah.
And all the way around is some more stuff I've never seen before. Of course, things that, well, I hate to say it, things that Mexicans don't use in our cooking.
Yeah.
But you can make teas out of this stuff. So hey, I'm good to go with that.
Usually beneficial too for the insects in one way
Yeah,
or another.
absolutely. Yeah. This is yesterday, today, and tomorrow. It produces flowers that 3 different colors. So it's a pretty nifty little plant. Anyway, I've got my hibiscus here, and this hibiscus, believe it or not, will take 20-degree weather.
Wow.
And it will stay like this. The leaves will drop, and then next spring, boom, takes off. So it's a very, very hardy variety.
Is that the Roselle, maybe?
No, I've got the Roselle over at the other side. I'll show you the Roselle. Many people don't know what a Roselle is, but you can make teas out of it. I mean, people in other countries make candies out of Roselle. And we'll show you the Roselle in a minute. And just, house plants. And this crepe myrtle won an award for most true red. And it's because it's a kind of a rare breed in that the leaves are almost black. It's amazing, yeah. So anyway, but it's very, very pretty. And of course, wildflowers I planted here. Just my first year planting wildflowers here.
See some nasturtium, I believe, down there.
Oh, you know, yeah.
I'm not great with my flowers, but I know.
Yeah, me neither. But this is great for butterflies, guys. Use, try to plant wildflowers wherever you can, if you can, because they really benefit the insects. They really do.
That's another hibiscus back there, right?
Yeah, that's a hibiscus. Produces an orange. This is the orange variety. And so now we're starting on the second section, and we're going to make our rounds from this side here. I propagated that red crepe myrtle, and here they are. There, and on the other side over there.
Oh, okay. Was that air layered or?
No. I just
the cutting?
snip them off and put them in there, and they take very readily to propagation. And then your favorite, finger lime.
Very nice.
Huge.
Any
big.
fruits off that one yet?
No, not yet. It did flower, but it didn't produce fruit. But it will, and it actually flowers all the way up to about November. It's crazy.
They're pretty hardy?
Very hardy. Okay. Actually, this guy here, it's never gone inside the garage.
Okay.
It's never gone inside the garage. Down to 20 degrees, and it just, nothing happens to it really. Nice. I mean, you get some damage, but not much. So, but, and of course,
your canopy helps too with the frost we get.
Yes.
Do you have a lot of pecans? Yeah.
And you don't see the leaves anymore, the flowers, but this is one of the few flowering trees. It's called the yellow rain tree. It produces a bunch of flowers at the very tips of the branches, and it will start to shower the ground with a carpet of yellow. It's amazing. It's a beautiful tree. Nice. Beautiful tree.
Yeah, some ornamentals are important too.
Yeah. But I have what I really like is I like a tree or a plant that produces fruit. Yeah. So I have a preference for fruiting things, but my wife has a preference for flowers and things like that.
Gotta keep the wife happy.
So there we are. We have to balance things here, guys. Yeah. Okay, so we got this one here. This is a grapefruit. We have one this year.
Very nice.
Right here. Now this one here has to be brought inside because you'll notice the damage that's happened here. The damage here. So some citrus, you've got to bring them inside. Some, just leave them outside. They're fine. So there you are, grapefruit. And
see, this one's got a couple too. Key lime?
Limes. It's full.
Yeah.
It is packed. And just tons of them here. So, and this is very, very prolific. I mean, it will produce limes like crazy all year round. I mean, it starts in the spring and it'll still be producing around October and November. It's a very nice producer for me. Okay, this guy up here, that's a pear tree. It's a keeper, I believe. Yet?
I just got my first. I've had mine in the ground maybe 7 years, and I just started getting my first fruits.
Yeah, this 7 years.
Yeah.
And it produced 2 this year.
Okay.
So one thing about pears, and people also need to know this, is that pears are not going to give you fruit. On rare exceptions, they will. But it won't be until maybe 4 years to about 8 years before you actually start seeing fruit on the tree. They're very slow to produce fruit.
I'm assuming apples too, because I've got like a 7-in-1 apple.
Apples. I found that they'll produce fruit at around 4 years. For me, and in this area, But pears, Lord have mercy, you gotta wait. Just have patience. So there it is. It's my pear. It's a kefir tree. Now, the thing about kefers is that they get fire blight. They're fire blight resistance. Now, there's two types of fire blight resistance. There's two types of fire blight resistance. One is it catches fire blight. It will burn down a branch, like that one over there, but it won't kill the tree. And the other one is you get fire blight, you die. Yeah. And that's the end of it. Now, this one is fire blight resistance, meaning that the leaves don't have fire blight.
Right next to it with no,
it's sitting
no
right
issues.
Next to it, and they do not get fire blight. So these are fire blight resistance. This is pear kefir, fire blight resistant. And but you'll notice the difference. One is it doesn't burn. The other one burns down. Hey. No, estoy hablando con mi amigo. Aquí está haciendo un video. Okay, para allá voy. So those are the two types of fire blights. So when you buy a pear tree, make sure it's fire blight resistant. And and I learned that the hard way, but I was lucky. The kefir is fire blight resistant, but it does not die from the fire blight, and it will still produce fruit. So keep that in mind, guys. This is a plum tree here. This is a kiwi.
Wow. Is that cold hardy kiwi or?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yes. And don't do anything to it. I just trim her down, just entering winter. And now, made the mistake, guys. When you buy male and female, like a kiwi requires male and female, you have to understand that labeling is everything. One of my two kiwis that I bought that should have been male and female, I lost the labels. Either the male survived or the female survived. I have no idea. And of course, the female cannot produce fruit without the male. So there I am. I replanted a male and a female because I don't know what this is.
I've been there.
It takes 4 years for the kiwis to start producing flowers. So I won't know until maybe another 2 more years before I'll know this is a male or female. There it is. So there it is. You gotta keep up with your labels. Yeah. So there it is. Anyway, we'll come around over here, and these are more pepper plants in this section of the yard, all the way around here. And the reason I have 2 sets of peppers is that these are hot peppers.
I see serranos.
Everything. Oh yeah, you'll. And on the other side are sweet peppers. So this is a nectarine. I mean apricot. Yeah, this is an apricot. And of course, it's. I need to give it a haircut here, guys. It's a little too lanky, too long, in my opinion. I don't know. And so I've got to jump on the web, find out how the heck do you trim an apricot tree. I have no idea.
Open center. Give it breathe. It is making its own breathing room.
Yeah, it is.
That's the most important.
It's coming down.
Aeration, but.
Yeah, the weight of the limbs are actually pushing everything down, which is a good thing. You get air circulating interior. And so apricot, this guy is about 3 years old. It did produce about 3 or 4 apricots down at the very base. So I'm hoping next year I may get some more. we'll see.
So long as we have the chill hours.
Yes,
it's
as
always
long
a
as we have
gamble.
the chill hours. Right, right. These are all low chill hour plants. I learned that the hard way.
Yeah.
So there it is. Here's another the nut tree.
Yeah, the almond.
Almonds, yes. This is a different variety. You get better production if you have two different varieties. And so, David, I don't know if I want to cut this limb down, but I'm thinking.
Yeah, I could graft it onto mine.
There you go.
I've got a multi-graft stone fruit, so.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah. And I've tried with almond. I'm not sure what kind, but.
Okay, you can do that, or I can take another limb and I can snip this off before you go, and I can take this one here and do an air layer.
Okay.
And then see which one works.
Yeah.
So we'll go from there. Yeah. And it'd be best if whatever you do here, we do it on the other one over there, because you got to have two. You don't have to have two varieties. These are self-fruitful.
Always better though. Better yields.
But you get a better yield if you have two. So I'll make sure and take care of you there.
The trees look very healthy, I'll say.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, this is. I've been lucky in that respect. These guys are muscadines.
Okay.
Muscadines.
This
one's a Carlos, which means, and I just planted it this year here. This is a Carlos muscadine, and the thing about Carlos is it produces both male and female flowers. So I don't have to worry about having a female. It will produce fruits on its own.
And they do well in our heat too.
Oh yeah. The hotter the better.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, we took care of all this. This is just roses and more hibiscus. And down here, come around that one, David. And down here we have a different variety of kiwi. These are the smooth-skinned variety. And yes, you do need a male and female. All kiwis are male and female. You need two. The female's always on the right, so that's how I know which one. So right side, female, male over there.
Monster back there. Someone have a
parrot.
Oh, okay. I know our neighbors. We got some crazy neighbors.
I hear you. This is a honey mesquite.
Okay.
And I just planted it this year. And they're vigorous growers. And we'll see. And they're supposed to take winters very well, down to about 20. But when they're babies like this, I'm gonna go ahead and protect it until it gets a thicker trunk.
Are you growing that for the wood or the fruit? Because I know they do make a pod, right?
Yes, it's for the fruit. It's really,
Okay.
because they make the pods. They're sweet tasting. You can make flour.
Yeah.
You can grind them. You can even make tortillas out of them.
Okay.
Yeah, so pretty nifty. Here, David, is 4 different types of jujube.
Nice.
This is the Lee. This is the GA866 down here. These are 2 different varieties of sour juju. And those are my jujubes there. And more hibiscus here. These are boysenberries. Not these, but let me get you better.
Did you plant those or did they pop up?
I planted these.
Okay.
Originally, I planted these jujubes. These boysenberries over on the other side of the house. The thing about boysenberries is that they have thorns.
Yes, they do.
And they're nasty little critters, but the best tasting berries you ever had.
Yeah.
Way better than just standard blackberries. Way better.
So I have them popping up everywhere. I've left them alone, but they haven't fruited yet. It's been a couple of years, but
Yeah, these are fruited right away.
Really?
Yeah, just
Or
right.
maybe I missed it. I don't know.
Yeah. So, you've never seen one of these, David. I can tell you what. Have you ever seen, or do you know what this is? Lord, have
Somewhat
mercy.
familiar, but
It is
sure.
a peanut butter bush. Peanut butter
The peanut
berry
butter
bush.
fruit.
Well, basically, it produces a red berry.
Okay. I
That
think I've
tastes.
tried to grow this before.
Huh?
I think I've tried to grow this.
Did you?
before.
Did you?
It's
Yeah.
a tropical.
It is. It
Okay.
is. Now, this baby here has to go into the garage.
Yeah.
It will not take temperatures down to anything below 28. It produces a red berry that tastes just like peanut butter. So, and it's fruited before.
Oh, okay.
I accidentally left it outside, and it went all the way down to the bottom. And boom, came back
I
up.
was growing one from seed, and it got real vigorous.
Yeah.
They grow great in our
Oh, yeah,
summers,
Yeah.
but mine didn't make it.
Yeah.
I got greedy and put it in the ground, thinking
Oh,
I
yeah,
got cocky.
No, I did too. I got greedy. I put it in the ground. It burned down to the bottom. Luckily, it grows quickly. I
Yeah.
mean, very, very quickly. So, yeah, this is a peanut butter, and these are my standard. This guy here is something you don't see very often. It produces red berries that taste like grapes, actually. And it's called a guimai. Guomi, something like that. Oh, I've got my tags in here somewhere.
Maybe from somewhere in Asia.
And we're in Asia. It's in there.
Oh, I see a tag. Yeah.
Guimai.
Yeah, it looks like guimai.
Guimai. And there's 2 trees in there. And you don't need 2, you just 1, that's all you need. And this guy here produces delicious berries in the spring. And they taste just like grapes. I mean, they're great. It's a perfect plant. They can take dry weather. They don't need any water. You just plant them and let them go.
Yeah, they look good.
Yeah, so this is pretty nifty. More,
Those are persimmons, yeah.
there's persimmons over here, and we could probably come around this side. Loquat, persimmons. Oh, check this out. I'm gonna have a great year this year.
Yeah. You don't have birds messing with them?
No, not yet.
Birds are messing with mine.
Not yet. Not yet.
Yeah, they look good.
Yeah, it's just
You know what
packed.
variety that is?
Yeah, it's
Fuyu, maybe? Mine's Fuyu.
yeah, it's fuyu.
Okay. Yeah, those are non-astringent. That's good.
Yeah, you can just pluck them, eat them right there and there. Yeah, as soon as they turn orange, bright orange, they're perfect. Apple tree. This is Hollywood, I think, or Beverly Hills.
Okay.
Beverly Hills. Another apple. This is an Anna,
Okay.
semi-dwarf Anna. It's actually supposed to be a shrub, and it's a what's called a tea olive shrub. It doesn't produce a fruit, but it produces a flower that tiny little bushy, little tiny flowers. You can smell them a block away. I mean, and it smells like a very, very expensive perfume. Oh, it's just
Good to have
awesome.
around.
And it does blushes of these blooms about 3 or 4 times a year. So, yeah.
Be nice
It's
to have
a-
around. Yeah.
Oh, it just leaves the entire.
What's this
Oh
guy?
yeah, that is a. What do you call that? A heart. There it is, right there.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's. And I leave this outside. It burns. It gets burns all the way down to the ground. Comes back up every year. So everything's cool. Yeah, all good there. Okay, here's my first year. My first year of doing this is I planted wildflowers all over. And more wildflowers over here. And they've been doing real well. So I might do this again next year. And of course the bees, the insects, they love it. And it's also good for your fruiting trees because you're attracting bees and pollinators to your yard. It's all good. So plant wildflowers whenever you can. This is another
Apricot.
apricot. Yes, sir. I don't know why I have trouble with apricot. The word apricot.
I just know from the leaves.
Oh,
Because I've got the
Do you?
multi-graft, and
Yes,
those
yes, yes.
leaves really stick out compared to the plums and the peaches.
apricot here, and here's another olive tea. And here's my figs. Again, I can't tell you the variety because I clipped it off the bigger plant, the mother plant here, and I have two varieties over in the corner of my lot here of figs.
They're getting attacked by birds like mine.
And getting attacked by birds, and so you got to beat your birds.
Yeah.
Too.
That's why I let them grow high so the birds can have the top. I'll take the bottom.
Ah, here's another one, David. You've probably never seen this one. This is a Natal plum. A Natal plum. It's about the size of a chicken egg. The fruit. It's about the size of a chicken egg, but beautiful pink color to it.
Are they sour? Or?
I've never tasted one because this has to go into the garage. I was greedy.
Yeah.
And I put it in the ground, and every year they get
But
plastered.
You've got them planted nice and deep, though. So where do you get these? Just out of curiosity, where do you get
These
your
guys
planters?
here, I just got them off the internet.
Okay.
Because
I need to get larger planters. You know, I don't know if those are 50-gallon or what, but
Oh, you want planters?
yeah.
I'll show you what planters.
Okay.
You take whatever you want.
All right.
back there. Okay, so more peppers. I got peppers, everywhere, all up and down the flower bed here. This is my apple.
You got some little fruits on there, I see.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
wait,
I just
those are-
harvested a ton. There's still some left. So I'm just going to leave them there for the birds.
All right.
This one here is about 8 years old. And let's see, what else do I have? Okay, I have, this is the pineapple guava.
Oh. And that has not burnt to the ground?
No.
Okay.
Now, it did get some damage. And one thing about guavas, the pineapple guavas anyway, I can speak to that, is that
Because they're Eugenia, I think. They're not true guavas.
no, yeah, they're called Eugenia.
But not every Eugenia can be cold
Take
hardy.
the yeah. It did get some damage here, but it doesn't seem to affect the tree's growth. So,
One thing I will say for the future is these joints where they rub.
oh,
You might want
yes.
to take some of these out because more of that can happen
Yes.
from the friction.
Ah, okay, good idea. That's a great idea. I will.
But it's odd it's growing like that on its own.
On its own,
Usually they
it's
don't.
just-
It's
yeah.
like it's going out of its way to do it, but
I just trimmed it. Before the canopy was all the way down to almost the ground.
okay.
So I gave it a haircut, brought up, the canopy up to here, and I still have some cross branching, which I need to deal with, but whenever I
Good to
get
know
some
they,
time.
They fare so well though, because I've got mine in a pot now, but I'll put it in the ground.
Oh yeah, no, I was lucky in that I put this in the ground in the years prior to, say, about 4 or 5 years ago, before we had this climate change.
Yep.
Now we get temperatures down to 15 degrees. Prior to 5 years ago, it rarely got down to like maybe 28, 27 degrees was the max
Yeah.
for 35 years. And then all of a sudden, 5 years ago, boom, climate change. And now, my point is, this guava, it had a chance for it to grow, to get
It's
some
got the
girth.
bark. Yeah, it's got
It got some
mature
girth.
bark on it.
It got some bark. Got some
protect itself.
girth on it. Then climate change. So that's why it's still alive. Otherwise, it'd be gone.
Yeah.
So yeah, that and apple trees, nectarine, my one and only nectarine
Okay.
plant. There, of course, roses and all that. Here are this is a cherry tree, but it's a variety that will survive Houston. Typically, cherries do not grow down in the south. This is a Roy Lee cherry, but it needs the Stella cherry tree to cross-pollinate. Otherwise, you get no fruit.
Okay.
That one, it's not about male or female. It's about the two varieties. You have to have the two, and it's the low chill hour cherry trees. It's very rare to see a cherry tree here in Houston, and it was on the opposite side and it died. So I need to buy me another one this winter, and I'm going to put it right here on this side.
I wonder, since they're both stone fruit, if between the apricots and the nectarines, with everything you have, I wonder if those can cross-pollinate and still yield
and still
fruit.
give me
Maybe.
something. We'll see. I don't know. I'm experimenting. You pointed out this is a cherry, but it's a tropical cherry. I think they call it a Suriname.
Suriname. Yep. Looks
Suriname
familiar.
bush, and it was producing until 4 years ago when it burned down to the roots, and now it's starting over again. Now I have three, 1, 2, and the third one's over there.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and there it is. You know this
This guy, moringa.
moringa.
Now that you got to get it. Well, at least I got some seeds too. I can give you. Get some of those in the ground. They'll
Oh,
shoot right up.
I have one that's
They'll
about
burn to the ground, but they'll shoot up.
every year.
Yeah.
And that's what's happening to my one way back in the back of the yard there. It's 10, 12 foot tall now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so they get pretty good girth on them.
Yeah.
They'll burn down to the ground
Know what
every
I found,
winter.
though? If you cut them maybe a foot off the ground and then wrap them in either bubble wrap or something,
Yes,
all
yes.
that will retain,
Yeah,
and then it'll
yeah.
grow quicker from that.
You know I've got a bunch of these guys empty.
Mm-hmm.
What I did this year, this last winter, is I took these, put them upside down. I cut the moringa down to about 2 foot, dropped it on top. It did pretty good. It helps.
Yeah.
Yeah, it helps the recovery.
We have to find more tricks now that you're
Yeah,
right.
yeah, you gotta find.
You talk about the 4 or 5 years ago. I had a cinnamon tree thriving, and then that 4 or
I saw
5 year
your
mark,
video, I think, yeah.
and
Oh,
broke my heart.
I was thinking about doing that, but then I saw, that it made.
Well, you could do it like this in a pot,
Yes,
and move it in.
Right,
but
right. Yeah, perfect.
I'm surprised you don't have any avocados, unless I'm
I
speaking
tried
too
4
soon.
times.
They're hard.
They're hard to do. Here's a trick, and I didn't find this out until too late. Is you got to take them indoors every year until it get a nice big chunky trunk
Yeah.
on it. Otherwise, they'll just die
Yeah.
completely. So yeah. Okay. Talking about hibiscus. Let's talk about
Oh, I see a roselia.
Roselia, I think they call it.
I
Yeah.
think so. I see
Here?
those flowers.
You see the flowers there?
Yeah, my kids just eat them like candy, raw like that.
Oh my God! I've never
Just-
tried it raw.
It's good.
Really?
It's like sour, but it's good.
Oh man.
Got a floral taste. You could eat it right now, just petal by petal.
Yeah.
Pop them in your mouth, nice crunch.
And I wanted to make a tea last year, and I couldn't get around to it. But anyway, yeah. So there it is. It's next year I'll plant more, because I hear they taste great.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Yes, more.
Fig action. And you know, I hate how the birds get to them right before.
Yes, I know.
Looks like you got one ripe, almost ripe,
I'm telling you.
close.
Oh, so you got to fight them. You got to fight them for.
Yeah.
If you want your share, you got to get to them early. Here's a olive. Do you have any olives? No.
I tried once, and
Yeah.
I didn't like the winter.
Oh, okay. No, I leave them outside. They're
Yeah,
fine.
no problem.
No problems. Yeah. Hibiscus, more lemons, and more citrus here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pots. Only 2 of the pots are producing fruit. The other 3, during the winter, that hard winter about 4 or 5 years ago, burned down to the rootstock. Rootstock over here. And so I've got 3 with rootstock, and so now what I need to do is find a way
Yeah, do
to
some
bring
grafting.
that is called it's an orange. It's a Valencia.
Okay.
It's a Valencia orange. Got tons of them.
Yeah.
It's a good producer. And this guy right here burned down to the roots, dug it up from the front yard, brought it up here, put it in a pot, and kumquats.
Oh,
These are the kumquats. Oh, look at that.
I tried them once. Could have been the variety, but mine were very sour. Not sour, but bitter on the outside.
Oh no, these are sweet.
Good variety.
They're very sweet. What I can do is, on any of these plants, David, I'll just do air layering.
Okay.
Or I can snip one off right there and see what maybe if you have. Do you have any other citrus?
Not thriving. I have a couple of citrus out front in the ground though.
Uh-huh.
That they're bouncing back.
Okay, all right. Yeah, so we can do that. We'll just go back and forth here, and whatever you need, I'll just snip off, or just come over and we'll snip off some.
Okay.
And so there it is. Canas over here and stuff. Oh, you may not know this guy here. Right here.
Again, it looks familiar, but I'm
Yeah,
not sure.
it hasn't produced any fruits for me that had hung on. So let's see.
It's not Che, is it? No.
It is.
Okay, I see some fruits. Mine went crazy this year.
Really?
But my thing is, I can't tell if I'm allergic to it because they're latex based. I eat figs.
Yeah.
But these will make my taste buds completely different for an entire half day. So
Wow.
I don't know, and it seems wrong.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'm having a reaction.
Yeah.
But my tree popped off this year.
This produces, but it drops the fruit.
Mine kind of does that too, and maybe that's why. Maybe I thought they were ready,
Yeah.
and they were astringent.
No, these guys right here. Supposedly, there are people on the internet that produce videos. These guys should be big. I mean, I'm talking.
So they're just not ready.
They're
yet.
not ready.
They're dropping
Yeah,
them. Okay.
Yeah,
So there's still hope.
Yeah, this one here. One thing about plants, and people may not understand this, that most plants do not like to be dug up and moved. What happens is that you're resetting the clock. So typically you put it in the ground, in 4 years you get fruit. You leave it in the ground for 2 years, 3 years, you dig it up, replant it, you now turn the clock back 4 or 5 years. And now you've got to wait another 5 years for it to start fruiting. And that same thing here. I dug this up twice.
I'm surprised more people don't, because it was a gem that I found out about Che fruit because people don't talk about it, but it does well here.
It does really well,
It goes
Not
into
many
dormancy. It doesn't have any issues with the frost.
No, not with frost or nothing. It's just but it does take time for it to.
So have you
produce
tried
it.
any of those?
I tried to bite one, it's too hard.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Mine wasn't hard. It seemed edible.
Yeah.
But it was just, it must have been an astringency that
Yeah.
coated my tongue.
Yeah.
But everything tasted off for a day.
Oh man, no, I haven't tried them. You know, they fall on the ground down there. You can see them, but yeah.
Mine look a little bigger than yours, so
But-
maybe they're getting there.
They're getting there. They're getting there. This one is not. So this is the ivy gourd.
Okay. Yeah, I see the white flower. I see one up there, yeah.
Ivy gourd, guys. This tastes just like a cucumber. Just like a cucumber. Delicious. And looks like a watermelon on the inside.
Yeah. Does that have kind of a melony flavor?
Imagine,
gherkin? Is it named like gherkin something?
It's
heard of
it's
another
known
one,
to me
unless
as an
that's the
ivy gourd, but they may have other names to it. But this tastes like a cucumber with a little lime on it. So they're a little limey. Delicious. Oh my God. Huh. Okay. So they turn red when they're overripe.
Oh, okay, I see that.
You can see it. There's more down there on the other side. And so if you want some of this stuff, I'll grab you some of these red ones here.
Yeah,
And then you just take the seeds and then throw them on the ground, cover them up.
they work pretty quick.
Oh man, it's just like
And
that. Boom.
do these die back every winter too?
Yes, they do. They die all the way down to the ground.
And are they annual or perennial?
They're perennial.
Okay.
Basically, what happens is they turn red, they drop to the ground, they're self-seeding. So there it is.
So once you plant once, you're pretty good.
And this is my little nursery thing that I use to get things running, get things going. And here's the one that you want.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
And that was from a cutting, right?
That was from a cutting, yeah. Now,
Nice
let me
job.
tell you, it was about 10 to 12 cuttings. All died,
Wow.
except for this guy right here. So it's luck of the draw. I tell you, one thing I did learn about cuttings is that when you do cuttings, they need to be at least about as thick as a pencil. Any thinner than that, there's not enough energy
Yeah.
in the cutting for it to continue growing or growing the roots
Yeah,
down.
I see the new growth on that.
You see the new growth on it? Yeah. So this one's happy. And you know when the new growth started coming out? I'd say about a week ago.
Okay.
So
it likes full sun.
it
Well,
does.
that looks partial, I guess.
Well, it's full sun.
Technically.
It's full sun for about 5 hours,
Yeah.
5-6 hours here. And the thing is, yeah, they need to be thick as a pencil for your cuttings, for them to have a chance to go. Now, and you have to have patience. I stuck this in the ground about 3 months ago,
Citrus takes a while.
and 3 months takes 3 months before anything happens. I mean, you look at it and you think, what's going on? And then just all of a sudden, within a week, boom, it starts coming out.
Same if it's gonna die, it'll take, some of them take just as long to show that they died.
Yeah, and they'll start dying from the bottom. That's when you know you're done. Some from the top, but most of the time, if you see any black at the bottom, you're done.
You're done.
Yeah, it's not going to work. So I just have my little different plants here. Are you interested in a GA 866?
Could try it. Another thing I could do is, well, I don't have too many. I mowed down all the. See, what I do with the suckers is I use them as rootstocks.
Oh, okay.
But I don't have any rootstocks currently. But maybe when that grows up a little more,
Yeah,
I could take a cutting maybe.
You can take it with you and grow it at your place.
Okay.
I don't need. I've already planted what this guy was selling 4 for one price.
Okay.
dirt cheap.
Anything specific about them that, any kind of taste profile or anything?
You know,
Did it-
I read up on that, and it's supposed to be good.
okay.
Better than the standard sour.
I'm not even sure if mine, I think mine's lye, but I'm not sure.
Blackberry, blackberry, and here's a boysenberry.
Okay.
If you're interested in boysenberries, they're
I think that's what I'm, yeah, that seems to be what I'm growing.
you're growing right now. Okay, fantastic. Blackberries, I think you have. These are crepe myrtles. I'm propagating, and you know, if you're interested in crepe myrtle, I don't know if you like crepe myrtles or not.
I haven't messed with them yet.
But you're welcome to
Okay.
have these guys here. It's the same one that what's up in the
Yeah,
front.
that's beautiful.
Yep. And I do have a olive.
Oh,
If you're interested, you can have this guy.
okay.
So, Bougainvilleas here. And so, yeah, I mean, this guy's prolific, and it will do this. It will grow these guys. I don't know if you want to taste this one.
Yeah, or if one's ready,
Give it a try. Yeah.
give it a try on camera.
Yeah.
Wasn't red like yours, but
It tastes, to me, it tastes like a cucumber.
yeah.
It's amazing. A little lime, a little salt. Make you a nice big bowl there, you know, and
crunch.
you climb in bed, you're watching TV, you munch on these babies, you know, it's like popcorn.
I can get my kids to eat these.
Yeah. Oh, they'll love them. Yeah. Well, I'll get you set up with a starter. You know, get
Okay.
this thing started. And this is called yerba mata. Yerba mata. What you do with it is the young leaves. You can make a tea out of these young leaves right here, and it's very, very good for you.
Okay.
Very nutritious. Very good for you. So there it is. And of course, further down, I mean, this thing keeps going here. You're
Yeah.
going to run out of batteries again. Miracle berry.
Okay.
Are you familiar with miracle?
Yes, sir. I don't have one personally, but
This is a miracle berry bush, and produces red berries that if you stick them in your mouth, let the berry waller around, around your tongue, and for the next 2 hours, 2 hours, everything you eat and drink will be sweet. And beer tastes like lemonade, is what people tell me. I just grab them because it tastes good. I mean, they're just like candy.
I heard you can eat a lemon and it
Oh,
doesn't
and
taste
nothing
sour.
happens. I mean, it's like, it's amazing. They're given to patients who have to take a bitter medicine in the hospitals, and they give them these berries to waller around in their mouth just before they take that bitter medicine, and it tastes like lemonade. So, hey. So there it is. I'll get you fixed up on this guy here. And these are just grapes.
There's muscadine as well.
No, these are grapes. Grape
Okay.
grapes. Yeah, these are grape grapes. Yeah. Two different varieties of grapes, and
They're
So-
produced for you yet?
yeah, it did. The big one did over here, but it was over there on that side there. Too much shade. It needs sun. I made a mistake. I dug it up, and again, it goes back to don't dig up your plant. You plant it, you leave it there.
You know, most of these vines are real easy to propagate by just snipping them off, putting them in water.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But I mean, you
Yeah,
get
the grapes.
more of the girth if
Yeah.
you dig them up.
Yeah.
It just sets them back.
So that was about 3 years ago. So I'm thinking maybe another 2 more years before it starts producing fruit. So again, learn my lesson. You put it in the ground. Always think about where you're putting your plants, and give it a good thought, Peter. Because once you get them in the ground, you want to leave them there. Otherwise, you're going to reset that clock for fruiting, and you may not want to do that. especially if you've had it in the ground for like 5-6 years. You dig it up, now you reset the clock to 5-6 years backwards. You gotta wait another 6 years before it produces. So, and so there is everything here. I've got a few more things in the back over there, but it's some muscadines and stuff like that. Let me show.
All right, guys, so that's going to do it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this. I'll again link Javier's YouTube channel down below, and I hope you guys have time to check that out. Something different, and let me know in the comments if you guys would like to see more of this. I know I've done a previous garden tour in the past. I've talked to a few different fans who live in Houston, and you know, I'm always down for collaborating. So even if you want to invite me over and you'd like to share what you're growing in the Houston area, I'd be more than happy to do a tour just the same. So again, thanks for tuning in. Until next time.